Greetings, YouTube. I get why I have been sent behind the scenes. So many people who are upset this year about the Prestige Wars. It felt like, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 champions a year would be released. Let's say, conservatively speaking, once every 3 months or 4 months, there'd be a champion that would be released out of the there used to be 3 new champions every month, and some months it was crazy. That would be a prestige chaser. We're talking about the highest prestige. Somebody like Doctor Doom, right? Certainly somebody like Silver Surfer. Vegan Thor that is now Carnivore Thor with the buff. And so on and so forth. I don't remember people ever complaining when this would happen. Because it was expected. It was almost... I do remember when people complained that it had been too long. Like the opposite was true, where it had been several months where people's the new champions prestige were just kind of like average or somewhat good, but not game changing. And maybe that feedback contributed to what we have seen in 2022. I don't know. But this has been a year that I still think for the most part is just kind of average. Now, part of that I still think is Kabam Broccoli leaving. And you can't convince me otherwise. That man was behind so many beyond God tier champs, including he still thinks, I believe, that his original Ebony Coleslaw, as referenced in the interview I did with him, it's going on, I don't know, 9 months ago. It's crazy to think about that. He said that Ebony Coleslaw, aka Ebony Maw, was the best champion in the game before Kabam at the last minute nerfed him to the ground. Turned him from Ebony Maw, or Ebony Super Maw, to Ebony Coleslaw. But regardless, Kabam has this new strategy which has been really effective. And it's, hey, if a champion is just kind of meh, kind of average when it comes to damage or utility, let's make him a top prestige champion to where in the Prestige Wars, which I feel like have never been more cutthroat given this year, you're forced to go for him in crystals or go for him in the arena or risk your alliance that's used to being number 1 or number 2 or number 10 or whatever falling in that Prestige War. And so, it is in the spirit of that complaint and reality that we discuss the news that it was at least new to me this week. Maybe some of you knew this beforehand, but I certainly didn't. And it comes courtesy of Aunt May, or Aunt Mao. I say Aunt May. I think that's right. And also Moki. Thanks for hitting me up. Because when you talk about the top 6 prestige champions, check out what the news is. If this is correct, and I've never seen this information incorrect, so until it gets proven wrong, I'm sticking with it. We have Valkyrie, who of course is a new champion this year, a 2022 champion. And speaking of new champion, that new Mystic Spidey, Dr. Spider-Man. To me, I say Doctor, or Spidey Strange. I don't know which one do you like better. That would be a good poll question. Dr. Spider-Man or Spider Strange. If I remember that, if somebody watching this remembers that watches goes to my broadcast tonight, remind me and I'll make that a poll question. That'll be fun. Anyhow, to the top 6 2022 champions. Number 4 is Doom. But the fact that Doom right now is number 4 breaks my brain. Not that that takes a lot to break my brain, let's be honest. Number 3, Quicksilver. So again, 22 champion, 2022. Doom has been around now for several years, which also makes me feel old. Number 2, Silver Surfer, also been around for several years. And then that number 1 champ, infamous Iron Man, a.k.a. Iron Doom. So, 2022, 2022. 4 out of the top 6 all this year, including now the number 1 prestige champion. I don't think this is healthy for the game at all. But I do think it's healthy for the Kabam pocketbook. But when you combine, and look, this is the greatest argument for rank down tickets yet, right? When you combine all of the prestige champions that have changed this year, and there are so many people out there who spent crazy valuable items, especially Awakening Gems and Six Stones, for prestige only. And those champions, like Carnivore Thor, are now obsolete if you have a choice between these other 6-star top 6 champions. If I took, especially somebody like, and I'm not saying that Carnivore Thor, aka Thor Ragnarok, is bad, but I don't know anybody that uses him on a daily basis. I don't even know anybody that uses him in Battlegrounds. So, if I knew that the prestige was shifting, and at the end of the year, I would at least get one. I'm not saying 5. I'm not even saying 2. I'm saying 1. One ranked down ticket a year. And Kabam did this before on a Christmas. This was like Christmas like 2018, maybe. I know they've done it before, so I'm not saying something that's wishful thinking to the point that it doesn't have some historical context. But if they did that, they'll go a long way. And they could just do it for every star, like a 4-star, 5-star, 6-star, just one. And you got it for like 3 to 5 days. And then it expired. That would give people, and this would have to include, this is where it gets complicated, the 6 stones and the Awakening Gems, because we used to see that with rank down tickets and now we don't. But it's just bad business in the long term. It's great business for the pocketbook in the short run. But you have this, and then you've got 7 stars and Ascension and Relics. When you combine it all, there's just so much emphasis on the now that it burns people out. And that's what I've heard behind the scenes constantly and read on the forums and seen on YouTube comments, Reddit, etc. So I get the appeal of having somebody like Infamous Iron Man be number 1 and immediately have the new Spider-Man, Dr. Spider-Man, be number 5, Valkyrie number 6, etc. But it just devalues, for the last several years, what people have put into now completely outdated champs with no ability to get those resources back. Rank up resources or Awakening Gems and 6 stones. So I look forward to hearing what people think. I think Kabam should give 1 rank down ticket at the end of this year, like they did several years ago. It would go a long way to making you feel better about taking up a prestige champion that ends up being a dud. And I don't know. That's my perspective. I'm sticking to it. It's my YouTube channel. I look forward to seeing people's responses on this.